Train Lover 16. The train, for its size, is the fastest vehicle on land, and the locomotives of Redcliff Loco Yard are the power behind the stations, industries and train lines that make up the well-renowned Redcliff and Guineabridge Railway. This is Redcliff Railway Tales. Following a mudslide that had taken out Blue Hive Station and almost destroyed the namesake village and shopping centre, Mr. Eric was now more concerned than ever about the recent increase in accidents on the railway, now believing some of them to be acts of deliberate sabotage. He therefore instructed all the engines and staff to be on high alert and keep on the lookout for suspicious activity, but the saboteur team was always one step ahead, so this wouldn't be enough to stop further incidents. Ooh, what's this? A free Florida holiday? All expenses paid, including free entry to all theme parks? Oh yes, please! No, wait, it could be...
Fuck. You gullible twat. We now have control.
Malware. Uh-oh. Get the IT staff, now!
Control Center to IT department. This is an emergency. We need your assistance. What is the meaning of this? How dare they stop me in the middle of the line without warning? My passengers and I have got places to be.
Strange. Why are the points against me?
What the? Is there a special train coming through Guineabridge Junction? Why wasn't I told?
Morning, sugar. What's up?
What's up is that I'm being delayed by the incompetent signalman of this rotten railway.
I've seen better sides of beef been run over by a combine. But seriously, you're yapping about a signal? Don't worry about it. You'll make up for lost time. You always do. Anyways, I got a dash. See you later.
Hi, Freddie. How's your day going?
Very well, thank you, Megan.
Good.
What the? Helen?
Jacob, stop!
Oh no! Vanessa! Emergency brakes!
What the devil?
Oh no!
at the end of my tether with this degenerate railway. All the co-workers and bosses treat me like crap. The countless delays, faulty technical aspects, horrendous cleanliness and maintenance standards, and abysmal safety standards. Now I'm involved in a very short
I really hope we're rescued soon.
You and me both, Linda. This skunk's starting to smell.
It took a long time for Dora and the cranes to clean up the enormous wreckage. Several other engines had to be called up as well, and all service on the entire railway had to be suspended for the rest of that day. That night, a downcast Mr. Eric came to speak to the remaining engines about what had happened. Hello everyone. Thank you all for your hard work cleaning up the wreckage today. I know today's accident was a massive shock to us all. These saboteurs are more dangerous than I thought. After an investigation, I've discovered that the accident was caused by them hacking into the control centre through a phishing attack. And one of the signallers was stupid enough to fall for a pop-up claiming that he was being offered a free Florida holiday. Him clicking on it granted them control of the signalling system.
The absolute idiot.
Yes, Ethan. Lack of education on cybercrime and cybersecurity really peeves me too. I've suspended him and put him on a cybercrime awareness course. As for Jacob, Helen, Linda, Sheila and Freddie, they've all sustained enough damage to prevent them from being able to be repaired here, so they've all had to be sent to Crewe. With so many engines out of action, I have no choice but to hire at least 2 spare engines.
So, who are you going to bring in, Mr. Eric?
I'm not sure yet, Robert, but I'll think about it over the next day or two. Try to get some sleep now, everyone. Good night. But as Mr. Eric headed back towards the station, the engines couldn't help but worry and feel unsafe. By the end of that week, he'd arranged for the 2 spare engines to come, but to try and keep the railway safe, he'd also brought in someone else. Alright everyone, the 2 spare engines are arriving today, but not only that, to try and protect this railway, I've finally done what I should have done months ago and brought in the long arm of the law. Everyone, this is Constable Bobby Rosa, Deputy Chief of the Redcliff Police Force. Hello, nice to meet you all. Likewise, officer. I'll certainly feel a lot safer with law enforcement around, so how are you going to help us? I'll be travelling on your trains, patrolling the railway, and keeping my eyes out for suspicious activity. If I see anyone doing anything that looks unlawful, I'll arrest them. Of course we're going to need you lot to keep a lookout for suspicious activity as well, and we'll get the passengers to do the same. Report any suspicious activity to either me, Mr. Eric, or any staff member as soon as possible. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
Sounds good, officer. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'd best start my patrol now. The criminal scum could be lurking among us at this very moment. I'll see you all later. Au revoir, officer. Merci encore. Now then, with that out of the way, the first of the 2 spare engines is... here. A green, dual-ended electric locomotive pulled up. This is Timothy. He'll be covering Freddie, Linda and Jacob's freight duties.
G'day, Tim. How do you do? Oi, I'm talking to you, mate.
Don't waste your breath, Ethan. His owner claims he's mute, but he'll understand and carry out any instructions you give him. Timothy, if you can understand me, your first job is to take some empty wagons up to Guineabridge Junction, have them loaded with steel, then take it on to Darthurst. The wagons are on the middle track of the rolling stock yard behind you. Timothy, are you listening to me? Well, at least he does as I say.
Yeah, but he's kinda creepy. That solid blank expression on his face, the way he hesitated before collecting his train, and the fact that he didn't even say a single word. It's like he's some sort of robot.
Yes, Robert, I do agree. I'll have to keep an eye on him. As for the second spare engine, he's someone most of you are sure to recognise. I certainly do, sir.
Wait, I swear I've heard that whistle before. No, it can't be.
Into the loco yard puffed a large white steam locomotive. Jack, a former enemy turned friend of the railway.
Hello, lads. Wonderful to be back on this railway.
It's equally wonderful to have you back, Jack. How's life on the Severn Valley Railway been treating you?
Far better than the Fort William and Inverness of Callum. Everyone was saying nicer to me than back in Scotland.
Good to hear, Jack. Welcome back. Anyway, you're going to be covering Jacob, Helen, Linda and Sheila's passenger duties, starting with double-heading the picnic flyer with Sir Callum today.
Well, shall we, Sir Callum?
Absolutely, Jack. Now, almost all the engines may have been delighted to see Jack again, but Frank was absolutely horrified. Jack had once come to Frank's old railway when he was still the rude and condescending jerk he infamously was back then, especially to Frank. There was no way Frank was going to put up with the abuse Jack had given him again. The next day, he refused to leave his siding. His passengers were delayed and complaining about the railway.
Oh, come on, Frank. Your passengers are waiting.
They can bloody well wait some more. I will not work in an abusive environment.
At last, Mr. Eric arrived. Robert, please cover for Frank. I'll deal with him.
Of course, sir.
What is the meaning of this, Frank?
I'm on strike, sir. I refuse to work while that big white steam-powered bully is on this railway.
I understand how you feel. We have suffered a great deal of abuse from him in the past, but he's not that engine anymore. Last time he was here, he was able to explain his actions. He once had an awful life on the Fort William and Inverness Railway, treated poorly by his old controller, and him being rude and abrasive to others was his way of taking his anger out. But after he explained himself, he was never rude to anyone again, and I helped him find a much happier life on the Severn Valley Railway.
I find that very hard to believe. Do you know what he called me multiple times when he was on my old railway?
What?
He called me a retard. I know, absolutely disgusting, isn't it? I find it hard to believe that someone who has the nerve to call others slurs would change their behaviour that quickly, and suddenly even Sheila would never say things like that appalling.
Well, again, Frank, I sympathise, but I'm telling you, Jack isn't that engine anymore. I'd like you to give him a second chance. I'm trying to help you by bringing him here. Now you must please help me. He and Timothy were the only engines available. Frank reluctantly did, but he still refused to trust Jack, and wanted to get back at him. He began plotting his revenge while on his first run that day. At Guineabridge Junction, he met Otmar.
Hey Otmar, do you know what Jack calls you behind your back?
No. What?
An elongated turd.
No? Why, that cheeky white Scotsman.
Next, Frank met Ethan.
Hey Ethan, I heard that Jack says you're a fat black brick on roller skates.
What? I thought he was beyond that phase.
He was, according to Mr. Eric, but that doesn't seem to be the case after all.
Why, that deceitful little... Just let him wait till I see him this afternoon.
Then Frank spread his lies to David.
David, do you know what Jack calls you behind your back?
No. What?
Oh, I shouldn't even say.
Well, please tell me anyway. I must know. Disgraceful!
Disgusting!
Despicable. We can allow us to toss her to rest with us.
We won't indeed. We'll keep him out of here. See how he likes it.
Jack had been pulling passenger trains all day and was very exhausted. Soon after he stopped at the station, Emma took the coaches away and he went off to rest in the loco yard. But the 3 engines barred his way.
What the hell are you three falling over? Get out of my way, I'm tired.
So are we. We're tired of you calling us names.
Excuse me, I said no such thing.
Yes, you have.
What? No, I've said nothing about you three.
Mr. Eric had heard everything. Silence! What are you all arguing about?
Jack's been calling us names, sir. He called me an elongated turd.
He said I'm a fat black brick on roller skates.
And I'm Mr. Pisspaint. Well, Jack, is this true?
Absolutely not, sir. I would never dream of calling anyone names without just cause. Someone's trying to frame me. Who did you hear this from?
Frank told me.
Wait, Frank told you? He told me too.
And me 3. Just then, Frank appeared from around the bend. Now then, Frank, you've heard what Jack said, didn't you?
Yes, sir, and I'm innocent. I can't understand it. To think that Jack would suddenly go back to his old ways, it's incredibly baffling.
I see. I'm sorry, Jack, but you're clearly not wanted here at the moment. So until we get to the bottom of this, I'd like you to stay with Max at Blue Hive. I know he'll be glad to see you.
As you wish, sir.
Jack trundled sadly away, while Frank smirked with triumph. Just under an hour later, Jack arrived at Blue Hive.
It's not fair, Max. Frank's been telling lies about me and made Otmar, Ethan, David and Mr. Eric still think I'm horrid.
Oh, come on, Jack. I know you're not that engine anymore, and so does Mr. Eric. You wait and see. You can have my shed tonight, and I'll go back to Redcliff. You deserve a nice dry place to sleep tonight, and the others will be very happy to have me sleeping with them again.
Thanks. That's very nice of you.
You're welcome. And besides, Timothy and I are taking a heavy freight train up to Darthurst tomorrow, so it'll be much more convenient for me to sleep at Redcliff tonight. Even with both of us on the train, we might still need your help up the incline.
Don't worry, I'll help with that. See you tomorrow. Thanks again.
My pleasure once again, Jack. See you tomorrow.
So, you know the plan, don't you? Oh, why'd you have to be mute all the time? Oh, just blink once if you understand the plan. If not, blink twice. Good. This one had better cause some fatalities. The boss is starting to lose his patience over how little our accidents are affecting this railway's business. Not even so much as a good night? Why do I even bother talking to you?
The next morning, Max and Timothy arrived at Blue Hive on time. As soon as they stopped their train beyond the point to the shed, Jack set to work. say the train was heavy was an understatement. Even with 3 engines on the train, they still all had to work extremely hard. But before they knew it, they reached the top. But suddenly, there came a smell of something burning, and smoke began rising from Timothy's wheels. The train had to be stopped. Timothy's traction motors have overheated. I'm sure you'll be able to take the train on by yourself, Max, but we'd better wait here until his motors have cooled down, just to be on the safe side. Good idea. Thanks for thanking us, Jack.
No worries, Max.
Jack hadn't been coupled up, so he was able to roll off the train immediately. He loved coasting downhill, running easily with the wind whistling past. He hummed a little tune. Oh no! They're running after Jack! The conductor blew his whistle as loud as he could, praying that Jack was still within earshot.
Is that a conductor's whistle I hear?
Hurry, Jack, hurry! There's been a breakaway! Hurrah, hurrah! We've broken away! We've broken away! Chase him! Bump him! Throw him off the rails! They raced through Blue Hive, with Jack whistling furiously to warn others. They were able to keep their distance from them for some time, but at Guineabridge Junction, the wagons caught up to them with a shuddering jolt. Braking as hard as he could, Jack was slowly but surely gaining control.
Another clear mile and way. Oh glory, look at that!
Frank was just pulling out from Redcliff station. Any minute there could be a crash. It's up to you now, Jack. Jack threw himself into reverse. Hard over, full steam, whistle. He put every ounce of weight and steam he had against the wagons.
It's too late.
He felt a sudden swerve and slid onto the right-hand track where a dairy train was waiting to take him to Garhurst. Jack slammed into the train and whipped cream squirted all over him. Poor Jack. Very soon, Dora and the Cranes were on the scene, clearing up the mess. Mr. Eric came shortly afterwards to congratulate Jack. Well done, Jack. This could have been a far more serious crash had it not been for your courage and fast reactions. You've proven once again just how far you've come over the past few years.
Thanks, sir, but I would have preferred to be a hero without being craney.
Yes, Jack. Well done. I could have sustained heavy damage, and a lot of my passengers could have been killed. Had it not been for you, you are a changed engine after all. I'm sorry, I didn't believe you, and I'm sorry for spreading those lies about you.
So you admit it, Frank?
Yes, sir. I'm very sorry.
So you should be. What Jack called you when he was on your old railway may have been nasty, but what you did to him was just as bad. Framing others is one of the most damaging things one can do. I'm shocked to think that someone as good-hearted and caring as you've been would be capable of such an act. As punishment, you'll be working a double shift tomorrow in Jack's place while he's being repaired and cleaned up.
Yes, sir.
Ach, I owe you a belated apology, Frank. Sorry for calling you that slur.
Thank you, Jack. I forgive you.
Just then, PC Rosa came up to Mr. Eric. Alex, the forensics team have just completed a fingerprint analysis of the first wagon's coupling. The fingerprints match those of a wanted international criminal. Wait, what? Really? Who is it? Susanna Naomi, ex-FSB agent, now a contract criminal.
FSB? What's that?
Soviet Secret Service.
And you believe she's part of the saboteur team attacking this railway?
Indeed I do.
Well, what's an ex-Soviet spy doing working as a saboteur in this part of the country?
I don't know, Dora, but I've dreamt of putting away a scumbag as big as her since I was a boy, and now my chance has finally come. Base to Officer Rosa, come in. This is Rosa, what is it? CCTV cameras have spotted Naomi at the electric recharging station just outside town. Close in and apprehend her. Roger that, I'm on my way. Duty calls. It's all over, Susanna. Your spree is at an end.
Brilliant! The police!
Oh, I got me a runner. Stop right there, criminal scum! Sorry, Mom!
Train approaching. Do not cross.
Ah, God, that hurt!
Are you alright, Ethan?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little dented.
You're nicked, sunshine. You're going away for a good long time. That evening, Linda and Freddie returned home, having had their repairs finished first. Soon afterwards, Mr. Eric came to speak to everyone about Susanna's arrest.
Whew, thank God. About time one of those parasites was arrested. Hopefully the police can find out who's behind all of these sabotages.
I hope so too, Linda.
You know, Mr. Eric, I really don't feel safe now after being involved in that crash last week.
Nor do any of us, Linda.
These are hard times for this railway, but we must all do our best to keep calm and carry on. This will all be over eventually, I promise. It's time we all got some sleep now. Good night, everyone.
Night-night, sir.
Unfortunately, the worst was yet to come. But that's a story for another day. Oh, Mr. Eric, you're invaluable. You run so many trains to catch, and soon there will be more. Your railway's unlike any other, so I'll be selling my car. Oh, Mr. Eric, what a fine man you are. Oh, Mr. Eric, you're invaluable. You run so many trains to catch, and soon there will be more. Your railway's unlike any other, so I'll be selling my car. Oh, Mr. Eric, what a fine man you are.